Hey everyone, welcome to CPHR Saskatchewan. My name is Holly Gurn, Professional Standards Manager. I'm going to be doing a info session on CPD requirements, the mandatory ethics training, and the online reporting system. So if you weren't able to join us during the ones that we were holding monthly, this is just about exactly the same. And before we begin, I'd like to take the time to acknowledge our CPHR Saskatchewan team members. They're not on this webinar, but you may have had contact with them. So we've got Ashley Langlois, our CEO and registrar, Leanne Stade, our marketing and events manager, and Amanpreet Kaur, our member relations coordinator. So our time is going to look like this. I'm going to go over the CPD requirements. So where do I find the information? The rolling 3-year calendar, or how does that work? The mandatory ethics requirement, take you over to the CPHR website and show you where to find information, and then the online reporting system with different tips and tricks. So I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are meeting virtually today, and in Saskatchewan, we're on various treaty territories and the homeland of the Métis. I am joining you from Treaty 6 territory in Saskatoon, and we pay our respect to the First Nation and Métis ancestors of this place and reaffirm our relationship with one another. So CPD requirements. On an annual basis, you require a minimum of 10 CPD hours. So that's from January 1st to December 31st. During every 3-year rolling period, you require a minimum of 60 CPD hours, including a 3-hour mandatory ethics training course. And I'll show you information as to where you can find that. The deadline to enter the hours is January 15th of the following year, but it's always better to enter them by December 31st. So for 2024, you have until January 15th. If you haven't submitted your hours by January 15th, then you will receive a late fee of $50 and you have 15 days to submit the hours. So enter them beforehand and save yourself that $50. And it's always best to get a minimum of 20 CPD hours per year to meet the 60 CPD hours over 3 years. Even better to get a little bit more than that in case you don't receive credit for hours if you are audited. So when do I start submitting CPD? So brand new CPHRs who pass the VOE process with CPHR Saskatchewan start entering their CPD hours the following year. So those who got their CPHR designation in 2024 start entering their CPD January 1st, 2025. CPHRs from other CPHR associations, SHRM, HRPA, or CIPD that moved in the current year start submitting their hours that year. So if you moved in 2024, then you're required to do a CPD for 2024. So the 3-year rolling period. So this is constantly ongoing. It's constantly rolling. So for those who started submitting their hours January 1st, 2019, which is the year that the CPD requirements changed and the year that we got the online reporting system, along with those that started submitting January 1st, 2020, January 1st, 2021, and January 1st, 2022, you're all in the most current 3-year rolling period, that being January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2024. And every year, the oldest year is discarded and a future year is added. So you can see we're here, 2022 to 2024. Next year, the rolling period will be January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2025, and so on and so forth. That's why it's best to get a minimum of 20 CPD hours per year. So then you're always going to hit that minimum of 60. So there's a mandatory ethics course that is required once during each 3-year rolling period. It's a minimum of 3 hours. CPHR Canada offers a free course, but if you've taken other courses out there and you're not sure if that would qualify, you can always send it to us to review. But again, it must be a minimum of 3 hours. There's certain ways to enter your ethics information into the online reporting system so it tracks properly and you meet those requirements. And I will show you that when we get to the website. And as an example, so the current 3-year rolling period, January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2024. So say I completed the course October 17th, 2022. I have met that requirement that I have taken it during that 3-year rolling period. Now, the next rolling period is January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2025. So I needed to take the ethics course again by December 31st, 2025. And again, you only take it once during the 3-year rolling period. As part of CPHR Canada's audit process, 3% of CPD submissions will be audited annually. Professional members who are randomly selected will be notified by March 1st of the following year. It's strongly recommended that you keep all documentation for 18 months following your annual CPD submission in the event you're audited by CPHR Saskatchewan. Should a professional member not be able to produce documentation to support the CPD hours submitted, the information will be deleted from the system. And this may result in a professional member having less than the required minimum of 10 CPD hours, or that they didn't meet that 3-year rolling of 60 CPD hours if they didn't have that minimum during the current year. As stated previously, it's strongly recommended you participate in and submit more than the 10 hours of professional development on an annual basis. Again, 20 would be great if you can do it, but we know that work and home life can sometimes get in the way of that. So I'm going to walk you over to the website and show you where you can find information. So just bear with me for a second as I share my other screen. Oh, you are going to want to go to www.cphrsk.ca. Make sure you are signed in. Oops, I'm just going to move this over. And then the information that you're going to want to find is going to be located under CPHR. I am a CPHR and continuous professional development. But before I get there, I want to show you a few things on the website. You will want to go to my profile because there are some free webinars you can have access to, but you need to know what your member ID is. And your member ID can be found under my profile. And then right there, so yours. If you need your CPHR number, which is different than your member ID number, it's further down. And you can find that there. So to have access to different learning events, you can go to our learning calendar. And you can scroll through here and see what's available. Some things cost money, others are free. You can join our book club. There's other professional development under career safety, employment standards, National Payroll Institute, WorkSafe Saskatchewan, and PD on Demand. So PD on Demand is where you need your member ID. And these are webinars that are offered through CPHR BC and Yukon. Again, there may be a cost for some, but a lot are free. So then you would create your account from there. Our mentorship program, you can get CPD hours, a maximum of 10 per year if you're a mentor or a mentee. And I will show you when we get to the CPD page, because there's certain programs that qualify for mentorship programs. And then there's different resources. So under self-directed learning, you can get a maximum of 5 CPD hours per year by reading, listening to podcasts for business, leadership, HR, which is a maximum of 15 CPD hours per 3-year rolling period. If you're audited, you don't have to show any documentation for that. So again, easy 5 CPD hours to get on an annual basis. So you can refer here to get some information. Now I'm going to go back to become a CPHR. Oops, sorry. I'm going to go down to I am a CPHR, down to continuing professional development. So here you can click on the link and it'll walk you through the CPD requirements that I just went through. The CPD summary of qualifying activities. You may want to take a look at that at a glance. Screen. Just bring it over. So you've got 5 categories, and then within there's subs and subcategories. So professional practice and new projects. This can be a harder one to get hours in, as it has to be something new to you, not necessarily new just to that role, and you've had similar roles, but new to you. And then there's leadership, mentoring, teaching, and facilitation. So as an example, let's say I'm going to skip to B. You've developed a new course, workshop, or seminar for the very first time. You can claim hours for that, and it's only based on the length of the course, workshop, or seminar. So basically like instructional hours. If you're the one that also is the one teaching and facilitating the course, workshop, or seminar, you can also claim hours for that. Again, it's the same amount of hours as if you were developing it. You deduct registration and breaks from that, and you can only claim it for one time. If you're a keynote speaker or guest lecturer for a national, provincial, or regional conference, you can use CPD hours for that, as long as it's the first time the presentation has been given. And here you can participate as a mentor or a mentee in a CPHR Canada member association. So CPHR Saskatchewan has a mentorship program, or academic institution mentorship program. So for example, Edwards School of Business has a mentorship program, so you can get hours through there. You can get a maximum of 15 hours per 3-year period, so maximum of 5 hours per year, participating in an executive coaching program. Under governance, you have board service. So serving on a board of directors for an organization, you must be able to demonstrate your responsibilities for meeting organizational objectives, completing project work, and/or leading subcommittees. So you may be on the board, and then you may be on subcommittees. So you can claim actual time contributed. So just you may want an Excel document to track that. When meetings are, doing the pre-meetings or pre-work for the meetings as well. Document that so you could get a lot of hours in that subcategory. And under B, active committee or advisory group task force membership. So this must be outside of your normal job responsibilities. And it's only if it's for a professional association, government, and/or post-secondary institution. Again, it's based on actual time contributed. And then under learning, that's the category where the majority of people get their hours. So you can get, if you've taken a course through the university, college, or technical institute for undergraduate or graduate courses, you can claim hours for that. And it's based on instructional hours. And if you're not sure, contact the school and ask them. It does not count towards study time during assignments or writing exams. So for seminars, workshops, webinars, and conferences, you can claim hours. For that, again, you deduct any registration, coffee breaks, lunch breaks from that. And within that is your ethics training. But there's a template in there that you use in the online reporting system for that. And again, CPHR Canada offers a free course, but if you find one elsewhere, then you can also use that. Just has to be a 3-hour course. So the self-directed learning and roundtables and non-credit courses, you can claim hours for that. For some of the non-credit courses, actually, I will look at them under seminars, workshops, webinars, and conferences. So self-directed learning, maximum of 5 hours per year total. You're not audited on that subcategory. So again, over your 3-year rolling period, out of the 60 hours, you can get 15 hours doing this. So strongly recommend you take advantage of that. And then under research and publications, I don't actually see a lot of people claiming hours for that, but if you've conducted research, authoring a journal or case study, you can get hours. And if you published a textbook, either new or existing, if you've co-authored or edited a major work, if your master's thesis or graduating paper at a master's level is accepted, must be in business or HR, you can claim hours for that. Acceptance of a doctoral dissertation. And if you've written an HR or business related book review, editorial, or article that is published. So for example, when we're looking for articles for our magazine, you can get CPD hours if you've written an article and it's been published in our magazine. And then leave of absence, if you're going on maternity or parental leave, or you're off on sick leave, we have exemption hours if you're going to be away from the workplace for more than 3 months. So you can go in and take a look at that. We need written documentation from the employer sent to us from you with the time frame that you're going to be gone. And then the ethics training. So you should receive an email from Alexi, so info@alexi.com, and that'll give you a link to access the ethics training. If you haven't received it, please contact info@cphrsk.ca. If you are not doing CPD hours until 2025, because you just got your designation through the VOE process in 2024, you will get an email sent at the beginning of January for that. And then the online reporting system. So it's going to take you to the dashboard. So I am currently in my 3-year rolling period, January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2024. And you can see my overall hours during that 3-year period. You can see that I've gotten them all through learning. If you want to look and see how many per year at a glance here, you can do that. I can go back to 2023 and look, and 2022. I don't usually refer to it from here. I'm going to show you first how to enter hours, and then I'll come back to this dashboard. So we're going to start with the ethics course, because this needs to be tracked properly so that we know that you've taken it during that 3-year rolling period. So you're going to click on Enter Ethics Training. It's going to have entered some of the information for you. Let's say I did it today. I need the start date, the end date, and then I'm going to enter 3 hours. Then it's going to say submit and create another, or you could do submit and return to dashboard, but I'm going to enter some other hours so you can see. So submit and create another. So I'm going to go back to learning, seminars and workshops. So let's say I took a webinar yesterday. I'll enter the date. We'll just create something. ABC code. It was from 12 to 1 p.m. ABC XXX. And I'm going to enter 1 hour. This time I'm going to hit submit and return to the dashboard. And it's going to say hours logged, so I know it was accepted. But I can also look at my hour input history over here. So I did 2 entries. One was the ethics course, and then one was that other webinar. So if I want to change any information, I can either do it from here and click on view, or I can go to view full history. And this is going to show me my hour input history. So it's going to pop up with the current 3-year rolling period that I'm in. So January 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2024. I can hit expand all and see my hours, but for the most part, it's just in learning. So I can go back and collapse it. Just click on learning, and I can go in whichever area that I want to take a look at. So I want to go back to that one that I just entered. And let's say I made a mistake. Let me go back down to here. I made a mistake and I have to, maybe it was, I'm going to edit it first, and maybe it was a 2-hour session. 2022, and then I'm gonna hit update. And it says entry updated. But let's say I don't want that session in there at all. So I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna click on X for delete. It's gonna say, are you sure? And I am. And it's gonna say entry deleted. And so on the hour input history page, it's gonna show during my 3-year period when I took my ethics training. So that one that I just created, I'm gonna delete that one out of there. It's an update and it no longer shows. As well, it's gonna show when I declared over the last few years. So again, I haven't done 2024 yet because I may still have some hours to enter. And then the report that you want to see, which is what we go to all the time if you contact us. So you can look at it at a glance, is this report here. So you would click download, make sure it's got the date range that you want. So I want my 3-year rolling period. And it's going to open in the CSV file. So I'm going to click on that. Another screen, so I'm just moving it over. Make the columns bigger. So I'm going to look at 2024, the current year. I need a minimum of 10 hours. So I have that. My overall hours have to be a minimum of 60. So I have that. So it could be that maybe you need more than the 10 hours in 2024 to get you to the 60. So be mindful of that. I took my ethics course and completed it May 26, 2024. So that's within my 3-year rolling period. Some of you may have taken it in 2022 or 2023, but that's okay because that's within your 3-year rolling period. And then my declaration. So it shows that it's not current. So I will need to do that again, best to do it by December 31st, but you have until January 15th. So let's say there's those of you that just need that minimum of 10 hours because this is just your first or second year entering CPD, then you just need to know 2024 what you have. So you can change the year, make sure you click on a day, and then click submit. Double check up here that it has accepted that date change. And then I want to hit download. Bigger. And again for 2024. So if I was just in my first or second year of entering CPD, I just need that minimum of 10. So 2024, I have that. It shows that I took my ethics course. You may not have, which is okay. You just have to make sure you have done so by the end of your 3-year rolling period. And I still need to do my declaration. If you want to print your report, you can do that. So let's say I want to go back to my 3-year rolling period. So print or even save it as a PDF. Click on print. Pop up with the printer that I want. Doesn't look like the nicest report, but it gives you the information. If you want to save it as a PDF, you can also go to save as PDF. So again, if you want to double check your hours and that you've met your requirements, depending on if you're in a 3-year rolling period or if you're just starting out in your first or second year, use this download report. Because again, we see what you see. There is no final submit button. Just verify your hours through that download report. So that gives you what you need at a glance. Different screen again. If you have any questions regarding CPD, leave of absence, online reporting system, the ethics course, membership, invoices, registering for events, you can email info@cphrsk.ca, and then that email will be shared with the appropriate person. Well, thanks for listening, and I wish you all the best. Take care.